Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday morning makes. This is Jill with Greenwood Girl Cards, and I'm coming on today for My Creative Time's 126th edition release. Their release was yesterday, and I'm excited to get to share a few projects with you. I wanted to just do a little bit of business from a previous video. I had received some wonderful Happy Mail from Bona, and I had shared this die that she sent me, and a lot of you had messaged me and private messaged me on Instagram and sent emails asking about this die and the die set number. So it's 665705. It's called Christmas Joy, and I was saying what a neat die set it is. It has a tiny ginger. It has this little joy that you could cut this off and just make this a tiny tag to add to your tags at Christmas time. It has this little stocking you could add to your tags, has this Let It Snow. So just a lot of neat things. And then Bona sent it to me because she knew I was looking for different tiny Christmas mugs to use on my projects. So thank you, Bona, for the die and for all the flares that you sent me. A couple of you had also asked what a flare button is, and this is what a flare button is. It's a little button like this. This is the picture inside of here. There's a plastic overlay and then a metal back. And in the old days, these used to have pins on them, and we wore them on our clothes to football games when we were in high school, and different rock concerts, you'd get pins, of the different concerts you went to. Anyway, Bona makes these now, and the flat back style is called a flare, and you can glue these down onto your projects. And I have a project that I made for Irala Miha shop that I'll be hopefully sharing later this weekend that uses one of these flare buttons. So Bona, thank you for the die, for the flares, and all the goodies you sent. And to everybody that asked that question, I hope that answers all your questions. And I'm glad that I was able to finally get back to you in this video. I meant to do it sooner, but I've just had a really hectic week. Just in case anybody asks, I have some stuff on my finger here. I jammed my finger and cut it this week, and it's doing a lot better, but I was somewhat hampered in my ability to create, and on top of that, tonight I have a sore throat. And so rather than creating really, really late into the night, I'm stopping a little bit earlier than I had wanted to. And I'm going to go ahead and show you my projects for My Creative Time. A lot of the products have already sold out and have been opened up for pre-order. So pay attention to the pre-order dates on her website, and know that most of the products are due back in mid-November, around November 18th, and then some of the products won't be in until November 24th. But if you want to order, it's almost November 1st now. You'll be getting them in a couple weeks, basically. So this is one of the things that already sold out. She has already reordered, and it'll be coming. And this is the Ginger Chef's paper pad. Emma did a wonderful job on this. Her and I talked about back and forth a little bit about this paper pad. I love how it turned out, and the colors and the different things that she did in here. And there's I think it's over 24 or 28, I can't remember, different tags that you can cut out. There's these tiny tags as well as the gingers, and as well as some gingerbread tags. So it's just such a neat paper pad, and I love the cute chefs, the male chef and the girl chef in their little aprons, which is the theme of the collection this month. So she did these 3 tags. I love that there's the From the Kitchen of, and you can just add your name there, and you're giving some baked goods to someone for Christmas. Really easy to cut these out. And this is just such a beautiful, beautiful paper pad. So excited for this release this month. I'm really quickly just going to show you the products to coordinate with the 2 gingerbread die sets that she has, which I'm sure you all have already seen and possibly own. She did the ginger accessories for the boy and girl die, as well as for the gingerbread person die. So she has the little apron for both the boy and the girl apron. The pockets, she made tiny little gingerbread men, little hearts, little accessories to go in the pockets of the apron, as well as some bigger ones for the gingers to hold on both sets. So these are wonderful. She did this wonderful new folded tag die, which I have not even used yet, but I will come back with a project using it very soon. I have an idea that of having this hold some of the cute spatulas that I'm going to show you. So that's what I was thinking for it, but I'm just not up to doing any more tonight. So I'm going to show you what I have so far. This is the beautiful It's Cookie Season stamp and die set with the little girl ginger in her apron and the boy ginger in his. There he is. And then the coordinating dies for the sentiments and the gingers, okay? You can see I have one of the secret ingredient is love cut out, and that is one of the sentiments that I contributed because that's one of my favorite ones. And then she did this beautiful set that her and I talked about too. This was one that I really wanted, and it's called Jingle All The Way. And this one has also already sold out tonight. I think she only had like 1 or 2 sets left when I talked to her. But she has, again, opened it for pre-orders, and the pre-orders will only be a couple weeks away, okay? And this one has the die for the spatula as well as for some frosting, okay? And there's the number and information again. So this is one that I've wanted for a long time, and the bulk of what I did tonight, I used the spatula a whole bunch. So let me go ahead and show you what I created. I did this adorable little gingerbread spatula Christmas ornament, and this uses the spatula twice, and I use these sweet faces from Peachy Keen, and I'm going to show you really quick because there might be questions about what I used, but I used PK 460 Happy Lashes Face Assortment. I used the 3/4 inch size, and I used these 2 faces. And while I was doing it, I thought, oh, I could cut the spatula from white and make snowman spatulas, so I might do that next time. So I'm so excited about this set. It is the cutest little set. So here's my little spatulas, and I added the secret ingredient is love onto the ornament. I glued it just at the base, and then a little tiny bit of hot glue right there in between those two just to connect them so that it would make a nice sturdy ornament. I added one of her mini bow dies onto the little girls to make her little bow at the top, and then to make a bow die for the ginger boy. So that is the mini bow dies, and I have shown those to you guys before. I'm trying to grab them so that I can show it one more time. So the bow die that I used is this one right here, and this is, what is the number on here? Mini bow dies. It's the D310. Okay, I don't know if you can see that very well. My camera's not. There we go. Okay, so that's the mini bow dies, and that's what I used to decorate them. Okay, and then just on the frosting, this is actually a piece of felt that I die cut, and then I put the glitter onto the felt just so that it really does look like there's some frosting on there. So I just think this ornament turned out so cute. I made a 2-button tie so that I can hang this as an ornament. And then I did put the secret ingredient is love on both the front and the back. I could have also, you could also add patterned paper underneath the button closure to make this more pretty, if you will. But when I do Christmas ornaments on a tree, I try to, usually mine are fairly stationary. So I wasn't too worried about the back of it as much as the front. So this just turned out so, so cute. But you can finish it whatever way you need, depending on your tree and whether your ornaments tend to spin around or not. Then I was having so much fun making Christmas ornaments that I made this one here, Sugar and Spice Season. And I think I might add some green Copic marker into the word Sugar and Spice Season, just so it has red and green. And I'm also thinking I might add a little piece of holly up on the frosting. So I might do that, but this one just says Merry Christmas on the back, and again, it has that little button there. And then I just tied a little bit of embroidery or crochet thread to make my little bow here. So just too cute. So these are just adorable little ornaments you could give as gifts very easily for Christmas time. Wouldn't that be a cute gift? Here's one with one of her little ginger girls on it in her little apron. She's got frosting on the spatula, and then on the back it says Merry Christmas in red on this one. So just 3 little ornaments. I hope you guys can see them. I'm trying to keep everything in frame, but it is hard. Here, maybe I'll take the hands out now. So those are the 3 ornaments. Okay, and then I also did one like this, where I added just to make this into a tag, I added a little eyelet, and you could definitely use this as a tag and then write a little note on the back. So I love that she made some of the sentiments that go sideways like this. So there's that one, and this one I just made into a little tag. And then I was having so much fun with these. I thought, look, you can cut an icon out from her paper pads. So this is from one of her previous Christmas paper pads a couple months back. I cut the snowman and the Santa out and made these. And you could easily do a little button and make these into ornaments if you wanted. So there's those two. I did one in red just for fun because red's my favorite color. So just a red spatula. And again, you could do a button on the back. You could also just do red paper on the back again too and have it be two-sided as an ornament. So these are just so much fun to create. I love this sentiment. This one says dashing through the dough. So I think I'm going to make this one, I'm going to finish this one off and make it into an ornament because I just love that sentiment, dashing through the dough. And I had to use some red gingham. That was just a scrap from my stash. And then these are all using different papers from Emma's various Christmas paper pads. And I just was cutting out scrap pieces that I had because I keep my scraps to use them. And I was able to make all of these. So aren't those cute? All these different little spatulas. And then when I was playing with all the spatulas, I thought, oh my gosh, I got to make a card and I got to put them into some sort of a jar. So I pulled out my old My Creative Time jar die set and I created this card. This uses that sweet apron, little girl in her red apron. That's the paper that I used. I edged it with some tea dye ink. I made 3 different spatulas. The middle one says Baking Spirits Bright. This is cut out of a piece of red gingham that was a scrap in my scrap bin. Okay, so this isn't one of Emma's papers, but the rest of these are all Emma's papers. And then the secret ingredient is love is the sentiment that I used on the front of the jar. I thought that went really well with this theme. And I went ahead and did the jar lid also and just set it down at the bottom of the card just for some grounding element. And then inside I used the XOXO border dies from My Creative Time. And I did that to have love be on the inside of the card. And I haven't decorated the back of this card yet, but I love how this turned out. And the jar die is one of Emma's dies, but it's very old. And I believe it's retired and you can't get it anymore. I did bring it down. I was going to show it to you guys. Let's see if I can put my hands on it now. Here's the scallop, pretty scallop rectangle layers die, MCT D434. That's what's on the card right here. And these are the XOXO border dies, the MCT D180. That's what's on the inside of the card. But what did I do with the... Now I don't see the bag that had the... This is the 3rd time I filmed the video. Did I lose it? No, here it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, this is the 2 sizes of the dies that she did. Again, these are older dies. I've been shopping with Emma since she opened many years ago. And this was a die set that she did. And these are the little handles to the mason jars. These cut out a really thin little, like metal wire handle. If you've seen the antique jars, used to have those. And then the lid and the little layer that does the fabric layer. So this was a die set that I had from her. So I pulled this out. And that is what I used to create this card. And you can, I don't know if you can see, but this is the little handle piece. And it's kind of running behind the spatulas. Okay, so that's what I used to make my little jar. Okay, but you could use any mason jar if you don't have that one. But I just think this turned out so cute. This was one of my favorite makes. This and all the little ornaments are just adorable. And then I did cut out one of the tags. This was the tag that comes in the paper pad. And this one says, From the Kitchen of. I thought I'd give this one to my mom and she can put her name here because she's always giving baked goods to people. And I did the little Baked with Love heart one on this, and I added some little jingle bells that jingle. So I love it when the tag shakes and it jingles, and then there's just a little strip of fabric or lace at the bottom here. And then the last project I did is this little envelope, and this is her, I'm trying to think what it's called now. It is the, here, let me show you a few things. So these are the tiny tag dies that I use to cut out the little heart tag. And these are the assorted mini tag dies, MCT D405. That's what I use to cut out the little tag right here. Okay, so you're going to use that, not the stitched one, but just the plain one. And then these are the tall tag frame dies and die layers. And if you're going to cut out the tag from the paper pad, if you tape the die over, cut it away from the paper first, and then just tape the top and bottom once you have it right where you want it, and you'll get a perfect cut every time. So I was able to cut it out perfectly with the stitching around the base, and you can see that it cut it out really nicely. So I did that, and then for this is the Love Letter die, MCT D254, and this just looks so cute. You die cut the little girl from the paper pad, die cut your sentiment, the secret ingredient is love. I added the pretty scalloped layer right here, and then I die cut the actual envelope out of this beautiful paper from the paper pad. And this just makes the sweetest little tiny card. You can put a little card on the inside and give it as a gift. So I just think these are so much fun to make, and I love this little scalloped envelope. And then you can also do the scallop layer on the inside and the outside. So I just think this turns out so, so cute. Oh my goodness. Emma, you really did such a beautiful job with this release. I love everything. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I made for the release today for Saturday Morning Makes, but also just to showcase Emma's beautiful 126th edition release. Don't forget about the coupon code with Emma's shop, My Creative Time, for the weekend. Through Sunday night, you get 15% off with the code October 2022. So OCT 2022, all capital letters. So OCT, all caps, and then 2022, and you'll get 15% off. And I wanted to give a shout out to Melissa and Gloria and Lisa, who are doing the Two Crafters One Design hashtag. They were doing cottage cuts dies, and I had really hoped to play along during the week this week. But I worked a ton of hours this week, you guys, and I just was not able to do it. But I still might do it, because I don't think they mind if we play along, whenever we get to it. I think it's okay. So I'm still hoping to pull out some cottage cuts dies and make a project. And then just a little reminder about the Arala Mija shop code of Jill15 is still going on for the month of October through the 31st. So if you wanted to shop any digital products at Arala Mija shop, the code Jill15 is still available for 15% off through the 31st of October. So those are all of my projects. I want to thank you guys so much for watching Saturday Morning Makes, and for joining me in this wonderful open art collaboration each weekend. It's so fun to see everybody's projects. I appreciate every single one of you that comments, every single one of you that uploads, whether on Instagram, Facebook, or here on YouTube. I so appreciate sharing art with every one of you. We all have something special to share, and it is just a joy to share art. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. Blessings and hugs, and my love goes out to all of you that are struggling with any health issues or any difficult things in your life. Try to choose joy and count your blessings. We always have things that we should be grateful for. All right, take good care. Emma, thank you for everything. Thanks for making craft supplies that we can love to create with. Okay, and the same to Betty at Arala Mija shop, and my friend Kathy at Peachy Keen Stamps, who made the cute faces for this sweet little gingerbread ornament that I made. So thanks everybody. Take good care. Bye now.